Animals are in our spotlight for this issue, as the impending arrival of the new Animal Crossing sequel has us all thinking about all the kinds of creatures that roam our Earth, swim in its seas, and soar through the sky. But wait, there are more life forms to consider. There's a whole other world of microscopic organisms living their lives inside the bodies of all those other animals that walk, swim, and fly around. And it's this inner world that Vitamin Connection explores. Developed by WayForward and published by Limited Run Games, Vitamin Connection has been built primarily with two-player co-op in mind. One player, wielding one Joy-Con, takes command of Vitaboy and the blue half of a miniature vessel called the Capsule Ship. Meanwhile, the pink side of that same craft is piloted by a second player, holding a second Joy-Con, taking charge of the actions of Minigirl. Together, the team of two takes their medicine-shaped ship into the bodies of ill individuals to apply a direct approach to battling bad bacteria, blasting them out of existence with the healing laser, the Vitamin Beam. If you read our preview a couple of issues ago, you're already aware of the twist that comes next, but here's an explanation for everyone else. This co-op is asynchronous. That means that Player 1 has a different job than Player 2, and both have to work together in unison in order to succeed in their medical missions. Player 1, Vitaboy, controls the up, down, left, and right movement of the capsule ship with the analog stick of the first Joy-Con. He also has the trigger function of the Vitamin Beam mapped to the ZL button on that Joy-Con too. It's the easier of the two jobs. Just keep the ship from crashing into walls or foes, and tap the zap whenever anything needs to get blasted. Player 2 has a more difficult role, as Minigirl is in charge of the 360-degree rotation of the vessel, mapped to the physical rotation of the second Joy-Con, as well as simultaneously using that con's stick to direct the trajectory of the beam when it's fired by Player 1. 2 issues ago, I commented on the oddity of this division of labor. It would seem to make more sense to have one player be in charge of both aspects of movement, position and rotation, while the partner took charge of both aspects of attacking, firing the laser and directing its vector. I get why WayForward kept things separate the way they did, as it demands a more coordinated cooperation from both players this way. Unfortunately, it may demand too much. I was looking forward to joining forces with my 8-year-old Carter to take on this challenge, but it proved to be too challenging for him. Even given the easier job of Player 1, he got frustrated quickly and wanted to give up. Our co-op experience ended before it began. Luckily, though the game is meant for 2 players, it is playable solo. So I swapped out the Joy-Cons for my trusty Pro Controller and soldiered on alone, taking command of both halves of the ship myself. As a solo experience, Vitamin Connection is more traditional and less confusing. You have a lot of ship functions to manage all by yourself, but since you are by yourself, there's no miscommunication happening between you and a Player 2. Guiding the flight of the ship, its rotation, the targeting angle of the laser, and the timing of firing it all mesh together well to make for an enjoyable voyage through the innards of the illness-ridden Sable family. The gameplay is similar in many ways to Nintendo's Kuru Kuru Kururin, in that you're guiding an oblong ship through tight corridors that twist, turn, and double back on themselves. Touching a wall means taking damage, so you need to sail through cleanly by rotating the angle of the ship and squeezing between skinny stretches. In wider areas where the walls aren't closing in, waves of enemies often appear to oppose you. You have to judiciously apply the power of the beam, as its energy drains the longer you use it, and if it runs out, it gets powered down to a piddly little laser pointer with very little impact to its attack. Most levels are non-linear, letting you choose multiple paths to take in cruising through the insides of each patient. You get a map screen to help guide you toward the vital locations that are your ultimate objectives, but it's often misleading. You might need to go north, but the right path to take is actually south. That's odd. Once you do reach one of the goal points, you'll be challenged to a minigame that serves as a boss battle of sorts. Clear it and the vital location will be all healed up. In addition to the 3 we discussed 2 issues ago, there are also Pong-like challenges called Medicine Ball, as well as escaper sequences that are even more directly reminiscent of Kuru Kuru Kururin, but force you into ships of even odder shapes and send you constantly spinning clockwise or counterclockwise. I liked each of these challenges, but Dance Festival, previously known as Synchronized Swimming, proved frustrating. It's built like a Rhythm Heaven minigame that asks you to tap buttons to a beat, but the control retains the same sensitivity from the main game, so you can't tap to the beat, but rather have to apply just a slight pressure and then ease off. Bah. I took a break for a while after getting put off by the controls in moments like those. The grabber arm you get for the capsule ship is also a chore to handle. But I kept coming back to Vitamin Connection and ultimately had a lot of fun once I got used to its quirks. Bringing me back again and again was the presentation, which is spectacular. Each level opens and closes with mini cartoons, beautifully animated and voiced, and there's great voice acting from colorful NPCs you come across during each level as well. The music is also sensational, fading from one song to the next like listening to a funky radio station as you cruise along in each stage. In these areas, you could tell WayForward's team was having a blast putting this game together. It just oozes fun. I'm disappointed that co-op with Carter fizzled so fast, and I think an options menu that offered the choice to reassign jobs for each player could have helped there. If he was just on laser duty, perhaps, he could have handled things better and had more fun. He ultimately enjoyed sitting back and watching me play. We'll give co-op another shot when he's a little older. If you've got a skilled co-op ally at the ready already, though, I recommend diving in immediately. There are illnesses to cure, and Vitaboy and Minigirl need help.